Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 27th Expanded EC meeting of PEMSEA. This is Karen C. again, the Secretariat Coordinator of the PEMSEA Resource Facility. Thank you everyone again to our EC members and country and non-country partners alike for joining us in this important occasion. As you know, this EC meeting was expanded in order to facilitate a final round of comments and suggestions on the development of the 7th East Asian Seas Ministerial Declaration to be signed on 2 December 2021. Now, without further ado, let me call on Mr. Arif Yuono, our East Asian Seas Partnership Council Chair, to officially open the meeting. Arif, over to you.
Thank you, Garen. I call the meeting to order. Good afternoon to my fellow Executive Committee members, country and non-country partner representative. Thanks for your continued support in PEMSEA activities. And the PEMSEA Resource Facility staff, thanks for making this meeting possible. Welcome to the 27th PEMSEA Executive Committee meeting. I trust you may be wondering why the Council has met thrice this year. We feel that this is an important year culminating in the 7th EAS Congress, and a lot of preparation need to be done. If you may recall, we left last Council meeting in July 2021, seeing several significant improvement on the draft declaration. As our intention is to have a regional long-term political commitment that is brief yet clear in terms of expected outcomes, action, and timeline, and at the same time cognizant of PEMSEA's strengths, we have emphasized the need for continued commitment on mainstreaming integration and promotion of ICM as an effective tool for scaling up the implementation of the SDSC into national and local laws, policies, and programs. Similarly, we have emphasized the importance of continued country support to PRF in delivering technical and secretariat services for SDSC implementation, and recognize the need to ensure that the declaration has enough flexibility to enable country partners to implement their commitments arising from the declaration in their own respective context. Since then, we have done several rounds of consultation as such for this 27 EC meeting. It is my hope to receive initial concurrence on the latest version of the ministerial declaration in time for the final confirmation at the senior government official meeting this November 25th. Likewise, I look forward to hearing updates on the ongoing pre-Congress events, including the status of preparation for the ministerial forum from each of our country partners, as well as the update the next step on the formulation process of the SDSC IP 2023-2027. The new plan will take account the result of the midterm review during SDSC IP and spell out the relevant outcomes, action, indicators, and timeline to operationalize the PEMSEA roadmap, the cornerstone material of our ministerial declaration for a sustainable ocean-based economy in the years to come. After almost 3 decades of growth, coming out 4 cycles of GF UNDP intervention, it is high time that we take the reins and make sure that PEMSEA sustains the momentum of building meaningful and transformative solutions amid the global ocean agenda and amid the new normal. Thank you, and I look forward to a productive discussion.
Many thanks, Pari, for the reminder and the encouragement. Indeed, it is high time we re-engineer PEMSEA in the years ahead to sustain the momentum and make sure that the organization is still indeed fit for purpose in line with the global ocean agenda. Now, before we proceed to the rest of the meeting, I think it is best we convene everyone first for a group photo. May I call on Rod or June, our IT specialists, to take the group photo. May I ask everyone to turn on their video cameras, please?
Yes, so turn on video camera. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Okay, second batch. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Rod.
Thank you, Karen. I'd like to inform everyone that the PRF shall serve as the meeting secretariat. And now I would like to invite Karen to present the agenda, and then we ask the participant to review and adopt the foregoing agenda. Please, Karen.
All right, thanks, Pa-Arif. So going over the proposed agenda for the council and technical sessions. So as you can see, for the first part of our meeting today, we will be having a series of council and technical sessions. So with the technical session, we will be discussing first the updates on the ongoing formulation of the 2023 to 2027 implementation plan of the Sustainable Development Strategy for the Seas of East Asia, whose formulation process we discussed in the last PC meeting that happened in July this year. And then we'll be going over the updates on the ongoing East Asian Seas Congress 2021. We'll be hearing from Mr. Long Riterak, the Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Environment in Cambodia, as the host country of the East Asian Seas Congress for the preparations on their end, as well as the preparations on the side of the PEMSEA Resource Facility, which serves as the Congress Secretariat. After which we will be looking at the processes undertaken, as well as the salient feature in arriving at the 7th East Asian Seas Ministerial Declaration. Currently, we already have the 4th version of the declaration prepared. And then moving on to the council session, we will just be discussing some other business reminders to the East Asian Seas Partnership Council meeting before we close the council and technical sessions. Over to you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I believe you are on mute.
Mic is off.
Yeah, okay. Wait. Thank you, Karen, for your presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Are there any comment, suggestion, and clarification on the agenda? If there is none, so the meeting agenda and schedule is adopted. Thank you. Now let's move to onto the next agenda, item 2.0, 2023-2027 implementation plan of the SDSC. For this agenda item discussion, I would like to turn over the chairmanship of this meeting to Dr. O. Dr. O, please your.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yono. Thank you very much. Yes, let us start technical session. The first agenda is 2.0. Mr. Yono already introduced you. And the document number is EC/27/DOC/02. Now, I would like to invite Ms. C to provide updates on the formulation process of the STS-SCA implementation plan 2023 to 2027. Mr. C, please.
Thank
Mr.
you,
C,
Dr.
I'm
O.
sorry. I'm very
Thank you,
sorry.
Dr. O.
Mm.
Okay, so let me present to everyone here the updates on developing the SDSC Implementation Plan 2023 to 2027. As you may recall, we first discussed the development process for this in the last Partnership Council meeting that happened in July 2021. The meeting recognized the need to establish a technical working group, or TWG, to draft the next SDSC IP. And this will involve consultations, building consensus, and also the finalization process. Later on, I will present the updated timeline so far. The development of the SDS IP will take into consideration these primary materials. First of all, the current SDSC IP, which is set for completion until 2022. Then we have the results and recommendations from the midterm review of the current SDSC implementation plan, the recommendations from the last PC meeting on the priority governance and management programs of the new implementation plan. And then we also have here the PEMSEA post-2020 Futures Report and Strategy, the sustainable recovery measures of PEMSEA country partners in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, as discussed in the Ocean Roundtable Dialogue, which is our first knowledge sharing session under the ongoing East Asian Seas Congress. We also have here the priorities and proposed actions, indicators of progress, and opportunities for cooperation under relevant global plans of action. Definitely, we will take them into consideration. And also the draft PEMSEA Roadmap 2030, which is a crucial aspect of the draft ministerial declaration. In addition to this, please be reminded that the TWG will have a core set of members composed of the technical session chair and co-chair of the East Asian Seas Partnership Council as the overall lead and advisors. They will be closely assisted by the PEMSEA Research Facility as the technical and secretariat support, and will be assisted by voluntary representatives within the council as nominated by their respective institutions during the period of August to September 2021. Now, let me present to you the nominations we have received to date. So as you can see on the slide before you, we have received nominations from our country and non-country partners. On the side of country partners, we have from the China PEMSEA Center, Department of Water Resources in Lao, PDR, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources in the Philippines. And then we also have here the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries in Timor-Leste. Joining us are the nominated representatives from PEMSEA non-country partners, particularly from the PEMSEA Network of Local Government Secretariat. We also have here the Ocean Policy Research Institute and the Oil Spill Response Limited, NIPCA. Here is the updated timeline for developing the new SDSC IP. This takes into consideration the latest developments and as such deviates from the original timeline posted in the TOR that was circulated last August. So as you can see, part of the agenda today is to finalize the terms of reference in case there is any comments or concerns in the TOR that was shared last time, and also to solicit additional nominations, if any, from our country and non-country partners, especially for those who have yet to submit their nominations. Take into consideration, please be noted, however, that for those who have no nominations, their inputs will still be considered, of course, in the development of the SDSC Implementation Plan 2023 to 2027. Now, in terms of the other next steps, we shall be expecting our country, non-country partners, as well as the PEMSEA networks of local governments and learning centers to provide copies of their relevant documents or information to the PRF for advanced reference. There will also be the bulk of preparations, which will happen next year after the Congress. This will begin with the online meeting to discuss possible programs, targets, indicators, and timeline for implementation based on the initial assessment done by PRF. In this regard, it is important that we receive those additional plans, strategies, and programs from our concerned stakeholders. We will, from that initial assessment, we will then prepare the annotated outline as well as the supporting information or documents for the new SDSC IP as reference materials for the consultation. These consultations will happen around February to March, in time for the next EC meeting in March 2022, where we will present the annotated outline and the results of the consultations at the 28th EC meeting. We move over to the finalization and approval phase. By April to May 2022, we'll be preparing and showcasing the first draft of the new SDSC implementation plan. And then we will be undergoing a series of consultations from May to June, and hopefully we can refine and finalize the new SDSC IP in time for the next PC meeting in July 2022. That is the updated timeline for developing the new SDSC IP. These are the actions requested from the council session. Again, as mentioned before, we would like our council members to approve the TOR for developing the new SDSC IP presented at the 13th EAS Partnership Council meeting, and then to endorse the timeline for developing this plan, provide feedback on the reference documents and considerations in developing the new SDSC IP, agree to provide additional reference materials such as relevant country or organizational level strategies or plans, in case those haven't been sent yet. And then finally, to enlist to volunteer as part of the technical working group for those who have yet to send in their nominations. That will be all on our part. Mr. Chair, over to you.
Thank you very much, Karen. First of all, I would like to thank our country partners, China, Laos PDR, Philippines, and Timor-Leste, and also non-country partners, PNLG, OPRI, Sasakwa Peace Foundation, Willsby Response Limited, and IPICA for providing voluntary representatives. I hope that other country partners and non-country partners join this volunteer volunteer representatives. Now we have 5 actions to do. First, approve the TOR for developing the SDSSCA implementation plan 2023 to 2027. Actually, the TOR is attached in the annex of current document. Now, floor is open for your comments and questions, etc. Do you have any comments, questions? Nothing? Can I move to second action? Yes? No? Okay, let's move to second action. Endorse the timeline for developing the new SDSSA IP. Please let me have your comments on timeline. You also can find the timeline in the meeting document as well. No comments means you are endorsing the timeline as well. So let me move to the next action. Provide feedback on the reference document and considerations in developing the new SDSSCA implementation plan.
Mr. Chair.
Pardon?
Mr. Chair, I'm from Indonesia. I'm
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. Indonesia would like to appreciate the work done by PRF for preparing for developing the SDSC implementation plan for 2023 until 2027. Indonesia support in the principle to the approval of the TOR and stand ready to actively engage throughout the process. In addition, we note the other this agenda partner are still able to nominate a representative for the technical working group despite the elapsed schedule. Therefore, Indonesia would like to indicate our interest to submitting our representative, which will be sent in writing to the PRF after this meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Indonesia. Are there any further comments? So can I move to next action? Agree to provide additional reference materials such as relevant country, organizational level strategies, plans in the next 5 to 6 years. Floor is open for your comments. If no, it means all of you agree to provide additional reference materials. Can I move to next action? If no comments, okay. The last one, enlist to volunteer as part of the technical working group and or note the composition of the technical working group. I hope our country partners and non-country partners and also our regional center of excellence can join technical working group. No comments? Okay, I hope you join technical working group more actively. So then, if there is no comment, let me move to next agenda item, 3.0, EAS Congress 2021. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. C to provide the latest updates on the ongoing Congress, document number EC/27/doc/03. Ms. C, please.
Thanks, Dr. O. Before I walk everyone through the session on the East Asian Seas Congress 2021 updates, I would like to call on Mr. Long Ritirak, the Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Environment of Cambodia, as host country, to provide the updates on their side of preparations. Mr. Long, over to you.
Thank you, Karen. May I convey the floor to my chair of this delegation, Dr. Van Maninit, to report to this our Congress, to our the EC meeting. Could you please, Dr. Maninit?
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, eh? Yeah, afternoon, sorry. I still in the morning. Actually, good morning. So I would like to say some a few words that regarding to this preparation. I think that the Ministry of Environment with other ministries like key ministry, we form other committee. We form other committee and response to fully preparation for PNLG forum and also the PNLC main conference and also the partnership at the night. So this most event in the Congress, and I would like also address also that the Cambodia delegate or all Cambodia delegate will be in Sihanoukville. I think that we will face to face together in the independent hotel in Sihanoukville, and also inform that all administration and the logistic arrangement are now ongoing. So hopefully everything is secure and on the right track for the Congress 2021. And take this opportunity, I also would like, on behalf of Ministry of Environment, to express our sincere thanks to all the our partners who have really convened in the city of collapse, and also very actively participation into different meeting and workshop. So I think this is very important that we can see at the progress at the moment. And I hope that Cambodia ready to host this even the bi-virtual the event, but we're happy to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Moninit, for those updates. And it is indeed a shame that we cannot be there to celebrate and also join this Congress in Sihanoukville, Cambodia. Nevertheless, we invite everyone, once it's safe to travel in their respective areas, to come visit Sihanoukville, Cambodia when they have the time. Now let me proceed with the other Congress-related updates. As you may recall, everyone, we have a website dedicated to the East Asian Seas Congress 2021, and this is regularly updated to take note of the latest developments for each event. In addition to the main events that we have on December 1 and 2, which focus on the main conference, the different organizational meetings of the PEMSEA networks, and the Ministerial Forum and Press Conference and Partnership Night, we also have a series of knowledge sharing sessions that have been happening as early as April and will end this November. For this November, we have a number of events that are open to the public. So we start first with the replicable models on marine plastic pollution monitoring, which will be organized by the ASEAN-Norwegian Cooperation Project on local capacity building for reducing plastic pollution in the ASEAN region, or the ASEANO project, in collaboration with the PEMSEA Resource Facility. This session will go over the different monitoring methods available to take note of riverside and also marine plastic pollution in different countries. This will also discuss the upcoming global treaty on plastic pollution that's been in the talks in various countries so far, as initiated by UNEP. This will discuss the Asian perspective in terms of the monitoring aspect of plastic pollution. Then we also have here the seminar on innovation solutions to address biofouling in the ASEAN region, which will be organized by the Korean Institute of Ocean Science and Technology, along with the PEMSEA Resource Facility and the International Maritime Organization. This webinar will shed light on the different innovative solutions to combat biofouling, as well as seek feedback on the draft regional biofouling management measures crafted for the East Asian Seas region. And then next up, we have here a webinar on making Asia Pacific resilient to climate change, based on the available online tool called the Asia Pacific Climate Change Adaptation Information Platform. This webinar will be hosted and organized by the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies of Japan, along with the Ministry of Environment of Japan and the National Institute for Environmental Studies of the same country. APLAT was established at the 2018 G20 Summit in Japan with the vision of helping Asia-Pacific countries improve their decision-making processes in terms of climate change adaptation. The focus of this webinar is to seek inputs from the PEMSEA network of learning centers in terms of possible collaborations in making this tool, the APLAT, accessible and also adaptive in context of the East Asian Seas region. We also have here an online dialogue on circular economy solutions to reduce plastic waste and marine litter, which will be hosted under the overall GIZ EU project on rethinking plastics, circular economy solutions to marine litter, which supports the transition of select countries in East and Southeast Asia to a circular plastic industry with the end goal of improving resource efficiency and reduce marine litter. We also have here some events that target pre-identified individuals, such as the 2021 Joint PNLG-PNLC Learning Forum. This aims to train the next set of ICM managers in the region. This will be hosted by the Coastal and Ocean Management Institute of Xiamen University. We also have here another public webinar entitled the 2021 International Conference on Blue Carbon, which will share nature-based solutions to climate change challenges in the East Asian Seas region to facilitate international cooperation under the PEMSEA framework. This event will be organized as part of the East Asian Seas Congress 2021 and also as a side event to the 2021 Xiamen World Ocean Week. Of course, other events, and this will be explained by Kate later, we have the 7th East Asian Sea Senior Government Officials Meeting. And then we also have here a high-level event entitled Session on Innovations in Greenhouse Gas Reduction in East and Southeast Asia's Maritime Sector. This is a regional project meeting that aims to discuss the progress of the IMO IKI Blue Solutions Project Preparation Phase. The project aims to build and enhance greenhouse gas reduction strategies and capacities in the maritime sector among East and Southeast Asian countries. The regional meeting will provide an opportunity for the beneficiary countries, namely Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, to share information on their respective national GHG projects, including their potential contribution in achieving the nationally determined contributions of each country under the UNFCCC. Then we also have here two events. These are public webinars from the State Key Laboratory on Marine Pollution in Hong Kong. We have here the training session on pollution assessment and management, as well as the symposium on recent advances in marine environmental research, which focus on toxins and emerging chemical pollutants in the region. Basically they will focus on the recent challenges in terms of research and also the innovations in terms of environmental risk assessment and management of these chemical contaminants in water bodies. For December, as you know, we also have the main events. I won't go over this in detail, but basically we will have the inaugurations of the PEMSEA Network of Learning Centers, the annual forum of the PEMSEA Network of Local Governments, the main conference, which is open to the public, the partnership night, and the 7th East Asian Seas Ministerial Forum. The invites for these main events have already been forwarded to the East Asian Seas Partnership Council meeting. Do feel free to let us know if you would like to receive another invite in case you miss it. That will be all on my part, Mr. Chair, for Congress-related updates. The preparations are currently underway, and we hope to see everyone actively participating in the Congress. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. C. As you heard from Ms. C, there are many collabs will be organized in November. The subject are, for example, marine plastics, marine debris, biofouling, climate change, integrated coastal management, and PNLG Learning Forum, marine pollution, marine environmental research. So I encourage you to register for upcoming collabs with ongoing sign-ups So you can have the more detailed information in the Annex 1 of this document. And also, all council members are requested to assist the Congress Secretariat in promoting the Congress by disseminating all available marketing materials to your respective information portals as an ongoing regular activity. And all council members are invited to provide feedback, suggestions on the ongoing Congress, if any. So now floor is open for your additional comments or questions. Do you have any comments? Oh, if no, can I move to next agenda item? Okay, so next agenda is 4.0, and this session will be chaired by Dr. Keita Furukawa. Dr. Keita Furukawa, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. All, our technical session chair, and good afternoon for you all. And this is Keita Furukawa, of the co-chair of your technical session. And I would like to open the session number 4, the 7th ES Ministerial Declaration. And in our terms, for our session, we would like to secure a final draft declaration in time for the Senior Governmental Official Meeting, SGOM, coming on 25th November 2021, this year, a month ahead of this time. So the SGOM intends to seek country concurrence and endorsement of the final draft for approval and signature by the ministers at the 7th ES Ministerial Forum on 2nd December of this year, as mentioned in the previous session. So we are already getting intensive discussion in the PC meeting and through the 3 times consultative processes of the declaration already. And I would like to call Ms. Amy Gonzalez, the ED of the PRF, to present the features of the 4th version of the draft 7th ES Ministerial Declaration. The document number is EC/27/doc/04. So, Amy, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I go into the draft ministerial declaration, I would just like to encourage everyone to visit the East Asian Seas Congress website. It has the full information. Karen only showed what is happening in November and also the key events in December. But actually, we also have, a reminder of the objectives of why we are holding this triennial event. This is a platform for sharing, knowledge building, networking, although this year it will be different from previous years where we actually had physical networking. At the moment, we will be content with online networking. But already I am hearing some future collaboration efforts from other agencies that want to work together, not only with PEMSEA, but with other non-country partners as well. I would also just like to remind you of the outputs. One of the main outputs, of course, is the Ministerial Declaration, the 7th Ministerial Declaration. But then we will also have the Strategic Action Plan for 2022 to 2030 for the PEMSEA network of local government, which is a key part of PEMSEA's work because we pride ourselves as working from local to global. And then also there will be a PNLG declaration that will hopefully mirror the ministerial declaration also. It's ongoing, so they have ongoing consultations on that. We will also be having the launch of the PEMSEA Network of Learning Centers Charter to formalize the network of learning centers that we have and our participated in by 18 ICM learning centers, as well as our 4 regional centers of excellence. Thank you. So over to the draft ministerial declaration. So you already have on the screen the schedule, the several rounds of consultation. So following the 13th East Asian Seas Partnership Council meeting, which was held last 28 to 29 of July, where we reviewed the first draft of the 7th Ministerial Declaration, the Secretariat, and I have Keith here also helping with support of our legal advisor to further revise the draft declaration. And they help facilitate several rounds of consultation, which you see on the table. So we had a month-long consultation after the first draft from August 19 to September 13, which we considered inputs from you all at the Partnership Council. And then we had a third round, which had a shorter time period of like 3 weeks. And thank you from Cambodia, Indonesia, Lao PDR, Singapore, and Timor-Leste for their comments. And we also had email from DPR Korea and IPICA, our 9-country partner, with GISEA, that they don't have any further comments on the third draft. Then it was followed by a bilateral discussion with country partners. We conducted discussions with Cambodia, China, Laos, Philippines, RO, Korea, and Singapore as they responded to our request for bilaterals. And then there were other countries sent comments through email. Thank you for those. And then the countries also noted in these bilateral discussions that the PEMSEA Roadmap 2030 still pretty much a working document, but we already provided initial information on the strategic objectives and priorities that will guide the development of the SDSC implementation plan 2023 to 2027. And then, of course, today we are reviewing the 4th draft ministerial declaration, which we will present later. Next slide, please. So the 4th, what are the key features of this 4th draft ministerial declaration? As Pa Arif has mentioned in his opening remarks, we are, I think, nearing consensus and finalization of the ministerial declaration. The 2nd and 3rd rounds of consultations resulted to the use of brief and succinct terminologies that are clear and internationally accepted and defined. We have the section on Roadmap 2030 with high-level language to focus on strategic objectives, on governance, healthy ocean, healthy people, and healthy economies to mirror the theme and our vision as well. Many of you provided details of actions and activities that we will definitely consider when we develop further the roadmap to 2030 and also in the implementation plan. Reference, and this was, I think, a strong point made, that the reference to other international instruments that are still undergoing deliberations, like the UNFCCC Net Zero Carbon discussion, and the post-2020 biodiversity framework should not be cited first, so as we do not prejudge the outcomes of these negotiations and preempt results because they are ongoing. That's well noted, but once they are approved globally, I think we should consider them in the iteration of the implementation plan for the next 5 years. There was a special request, particularly on the inclusion of river and water resources in relevant sections, mainly to reflect focus area of Laos as a country partner, as well as other PEMSEA initiatives related to integrated river basin and coastal area management. And lastly, the section on the call for action was updated to cover recognition and support to the PEMSEA Resource Facility, which actually mirrors or affirms the commitment that the countries have provided since previous declaration. Also, to strengthen partnership and commitment to green recovery to take into account the current context that we are operating in nowadays, the global pandemic. So there are remaining comments and inputs for review and discussion, and I think we share this to you 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And they are referred in items in brackets that we will show in a few minutes. Next slide, please. Okay. So just to remind you on the finalization of the Ministerial Declaration, we are hoping that from this meeting today, we would get your initial concurrence. And so we will provide that draft from today, based on the inputs from today, in preparation for the senior government officials meeting. On the target date is to send it out on October 2, so that by the time we have the SGOM on the 25th of November, you've had some weeks of consultation for whoever has to sign off before your heads of delegation are preferably, and I think it would be nice if you could actually have your ministers sign the Ministerial Declaration. The release of the final Ministerial Declaration to all country partners for printing, and this is important because of COVID situation, that everything is done online. We will send this to you on the 29th of November so you can print it in your offices in time for the December 2 meeting, where the adoption of the Ministerial Declaration at the 7th Ministerial Forum on December 2, 2021. And then we give 15 days for submission of signed copy to PRF. And this is to allow the ministers themselves to commit and sign this Ministerial Declaration. So there is also a reminder here, November 15 deadline to register to participate at the 7th Ministerial Forum. After all, this is a declaration that will bind us all. So it would be good if you show support and be present at this forum. Though the status per country will be discussed under the intergovernmental session later with Dr. Ka chairing. Okay, the last one, I think. Okay, so actions requested from the technical session, and I think this was conveyed to you, all of you ahead of time. We would like country and non-country partners to review and provide further inputs and or signify initial concurrence on the 4th draft declaration for endorsement to the SGOM. And also, if non-country partners could provide updates on their delegation for the 7th Ministerial Forum. For the countries, you can do that at the intergovernmental session. So before I ask Dr. Kita to open the floor for these actions, we would like to show you the draft, the version 4 of the Ministerial Declaration. So note that this is version as of 22 October with additional inputs from bilateral discussion and also the Council Chair's inputs. So our host country actually proposed that the name of this Ministerial Declaration be PREA Sehanuk Ministerial Declaration, just as we had the Nanang Compact, the Iloilo Ministerial Declaration, the Manila Declaration, Changwon Declaration, Haiku Partnership Agreement, etc., etc. So this 7th Ministerial Declaration will be called the PREA Sehanuk Ministerial Declaration, with the theme Advancing Our Sustainable Development Agenda, Road to 2030 for Healthy Ocean, People, and Economies. Healthy ocean, people, and economies being the vision that we have set ourselves. So the first bracket, I'm not going to go through all, but just to focus on the bracketed items. If you recall, the previous drafts had the representatives of 11 countries. There is a suggestion that we should refer to whoever is signing that this is a high-level commitment. And there was initially a suggestion to put "we the ministers," but a compromise could be we put "we the official government representatives of 11 countries bordering the seas of East Asia." So that is the first bracketed statement that we would like to lift and get your concurrence today, if possible. The second one would be on the, we take note of the need to address the impacts of COVID-19 by implementing green recovery. I believe this was green recovery strategies before, or there was no, what do you call this, description of what it was, which is by implementing green recovery driven by a robust blue economy. So you have all the colors here, green recovery, blue economy. So the suggestion was either to put strategy or plans. The Secretariat thought that we should put plans. So if this is something that we could agree, yeah. So that's the next bracketed, and then the third one is the inclusion of river or water resources, as suggested by Lao PDR. And I think Dr. Kita in the initial phase also actually pointed this out before. So just so wherever it's applicable, we put the river or coast and ocean, river, coast and ocean ecosystem, ocean and water resources, etc. So that's the third. And then finally, the last one is on the call for action on the importance of PEMSEA resource facility as and then defining what the Secretariat is in coordinating and enabling mechanism for the implementation of the SDSC, and then calling for its alignment, which is aligned with the global targets, objectives, or goals that EAS countries have signed to. So we can say targets or objectives or goals that EAS countries have signed to. And then we also wanted some further nuancing of the support, the continued support from countries to PEMSEA, which is continued financial and technical, or could be voluntary contribution, or technical and resource contribution, technical support in sustaining partnerships. So those are the, I think I saw 5 already, Kate, 5 points to this for discussion. This was sent to you weeks before, so I hope you have your copy. Otherwise, we can go, we can go through it also slowly, depending on the chair and the preference of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Chair. If you can have the, thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and the detailed explanation for the 4th version of the draft of our important declarations. And since this declaration is a core message happening within the ES Congress, and it will be signed by the ministers and the high-level officials of the each country partners. But I'm thinking as a message, this is an overall message from the PEMSEA partners. So I'd like to ask all the participants having a word for this declaration, draft of the declaration. So in tradition of the PEMSEA, I'd like to call the country partners first in alphabetical order, and then I will call the non-country partners. And especially this time Cambodia is in the preparation for as a host country. So I'd like to ask the final comment from Cambodia again as a host country. And then I also would like to hear from the Mr. Yuan of the Council Chair as the final message from the PEMSEA partners. So let me ask Cambodia first as a country partner comment for the draft of our declaration. Cambodia, please take your mic.
Thank you again. to everyone. I think that we are in shape now. Good the preparation for the declaration. I think I would like to pass the comment, maybe final comment from our Cambodians to Excellency Pramida, that is responsible for the overall comment from our ministries, also relevant ministries, also involved. So we put the contact person to make sure that we are on share on the this important draft declaration. So please, Pramida.
Thank you, Excellency Chair, and good afternoon, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank for the clear presentation by the Resource Facility Executive Director on the final version of the draft ministerial declaration. With that, as the team to prepare this ministerial declaration, I would like to take the opportunity to express our sincere thanks to the partner and also to the relevant member who have provided the comment to the ministerial declaration. And then with the last version that we have seen here, it is acceptable to us, and then we have no further comment. Since some of the minor comment from Cambodia has been taken into account already. So we suggest the meeting to bring this over to the senior government official meeting in the following month. And thank you very much, Excellency Chair, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Cambodia, for very supportive comment, and we would like to thank you all again for your excellent effort to making things happening, and many adjustment and management has been done with your kind cooperation. So as the Cambodia said that if you have no objection, still we need your voice, just saying with the you have agreed, or just keeping the discussion within your country in this stage. Please let us know your situation and your attitude for the declaration. So let's move to distinguished delegate from China, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you hear me?
Would you please speak up a little bit more louder?
I'm sorry, I have bad connection here. Can you hear me?
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for all the country partners and non-country partners for your involvement and inputs regarding the ministry declaration. We appreciate all this negotiation, which has been go through quite a long time. For consider our inputs during the last round of discussion. We are still under this internal procedure working on this ministerial declaration, but right now we have no further comments. We'll get back to you as soon as we have. Thank you.
Okay, we are expecting your additional input and after your internal consultation. Thank you, China. So may I call Indonesia, please?
Thank you. In this particular session, there is no further comments from Indonesia. However, the draft is intensively being consulted with our Ministry Bureau of International Cooperation, as well as the Law and Technical Cooperation Division under our Directorate General. In principle, there is no major concern for the current draft. Should there be any additional comments, we will communicate it to the PRF immediately for consultation. Thank you.
Thank you, Indonesia, for your good, very well discussion with within the compilation of the draft. Thank you again, Indonesia. So may I call Japan?
Thank you, Dr. Furukawa. Firstly, I'd like to thank you very much for the contribution of PR in consultation this draft declaration. I'd like to provide, I'd like to say that I have no further comments out of this draft declaration. I'd like to support the endorsement in principle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Japan, for your very firm understanding and the confirmation of the support. So let me ask Lao PDR, please. Oh, PDR, you are muted.
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Very good afternoon. First of all, we would like to introduce ourselves first. So from Laos, we are two representatives. For me, I'm high in the back. My name is Tindawan, and on the screen is Deputy Director General of Mr. Ponsai from Department of Water Resources, and he will have comment for the declaration in Lao language, and then I will translate. Yes, the floor is him. Thank you.
ขอบใจที่ได้เข้าร่วมของประชุมในวันนี้เนาะจากประเทศลาวที่ว่าโดยปกติแล้วที่ว่าทางฝ่ายประเทศลาวมันเอาได้ปรับปรุงเอกสารที่ว่าฉบับล่าสุดที่ว่าได้ส่งไปที่มะนิลาเนาะแล้วที่ว่าเฮาก็ยังยืนเอาตามตัวเก่าเลยสิบ่มีหยังเปลี่ยนแปลงเนาะ
Okay. He said, good afternoon. So in this moment, we look at the last draft of the declaration. It's already cover what we have comment before. And right now we have no further comment in this moment. But we would like to share with you that right now we send that draft to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for further comments. If we receive the comment from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then we will get back to you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Director Ponsai. The detailed explanation about your internal procedure. So we are looking forward to hear from you additionally if there is any further comment. Thank you again for Lao PDR. So then, shall we move to Philippines, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Executive Director Amy, for the presentation. Let me just share with the meeting that the Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources has confirmed his participation in the 7th Ministerial Forum through a letter addressed to Honorable Minister Sai Samal of the Ministry of Environment of the Kingdom of Cambodia. And albeit virtually, the DNR Secretary assures that the department shall be taking active participation in both the East Asian Seas Congress proper and the 7th Ministerial Forum. But as a backup plan, we shall be recording the Secretary's statement and also the signing of the declaration. And we actually issued already an order creating the Philippine delegation who will join in that meeting. On the country statement, the government of the Philippines, through the department, has reviewed the 4th iteration of the 7th Ministerial Declaration, and we found it to be in order the comments and recommendations we endorse have been considered and already incorporated in the updated draft declaration. As such, we shall be complying with the process of submitting a formal and written letter regarding our initial concurrence, so that this will facilitate the endorsement also of the updated declaration to the senior government officials we. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Tay, for the detailed explanation about the situation in Philippines and the preparation. So we are really looking forward to seeing your minister in the ES Congress, and hoping that all the process going through smoothly. Thank you for your reporting or explanation. Thank you. So shall we move to Alo Korea, please?
Our Korea would like to appreciate PRF and Cambodia Ministry of Environment for preparing this meaningful event. And ROK would like to suggest one little minor things, that in paragraph 4, I think put Paris Climate Agreement signed year would be better for creating unity, as the other declaration written with signed year, like Changwon Declaration in 2012 and Manila Declaration in 2009.
Yep. Is that all from the Alo Korea?
As besides that, ROK has no further comments and adopt this declaration. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for pointing out the very important point that makes the declaration in consistency. So I believe that the PRF can adopt her suggestion from the Alo Korea. And thank you for your understanding and the endorsement for this draft for your comment. So, are there any other comment from PRF to do the adjustment at the moment?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are requesting RO Korea to also send to us the written comments so we can properly reflect it on the draft. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Kate. And the procedure is important, so it makes the another email traffic within the Alo Korea and the PRF. But please bear us to making the things better in the open mind or open environment. So let me ask the Singapore for your comment. Please take microphone, Singapore, please.
Thank you, Chair. Singapore would like to thank the PRF for facilitating discussions on the draft declaration. We had earlier provided our comments on the fourth draft to the PRF ahead of today's meeting, and we have no further comments at this point. We look forward to reviewing the final draft ahead of the SGOM. Thank you.
Thank you, Singapore, for your support on this draft. Difficult draft, and thank you again for your very active participation in the discussion for the brushing up our declaration. Thank you. So let's move to Timor-Leste for your comment. Please, Timor-Leste, take your microphone, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. And also thank you for EDA. And first of all, we would like to introduce, I would introduce myself. And here we are three representatives from Mr. Celestino, is our director, national director, and my colleagues, Timothy Alves, and also me, Arthur Maria Pereira. So in Timor-Leste, really appreciate for our colleagues such as Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Indonesia has been comment for the ministerial declaration. So we are very appreciated. And this moment, Timor-Leste no comment, no further comment. But this draft we will give to Minister of Affairs, Foreign Affairs to discuss together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Timor-Leste. We understood that you are basically giving the concurrence on the draft, but you are in the internal process to approval, official approval. So we are hoping the good news from you in the future. Thank you again. So last but not least, from the country partners, Vietnam, would you please take your microphone?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, committee. Actually, Vietnam has sent the comment earlier, and at this moment, we don't have any further comment. And thank you.
Thank you, Vietnam, and very concise and very straightforward supporting words for the draft. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So now we'd like to ask the non-country partners also taking a time to consideration for this typical draft of the declaration, ministerial declaration. This is very special because usually the ministerial declaration is matter of the country partners discussion, but this time the PRF and the PC meeting agreed on to having the discussion with the non-country partner also as a partner of the PEMSEA group. So from alphabetical order, I believe the EMEX from Japan is the first. If you have a chance, please take microphone. EMEX Center. No.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, from EMEX as a non-country partner, regarding the declaration itself, we don't have any comments, and we just highly appreciate your great efforts to make this declaration draft. And we do respect to all the people concerned about the making this declaration draft. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, EMEX, for all kind words. And maybe next, IPICA, IPICA is next. If there is a order. IPICA, if you like, please take microphone. Is it muted or you are not having chance to speak? Maybe later. So I believe the next coming from Coem from the Korea. Oh, excuse me, the IPICA is trying to get the floor. Go ahead. I can't hear you. Excuse me. No, my microphone is not muted, but the sound is not coming to our part. Try later. please, maybe just unplug the microphone and plug it again. It makes the work, it will work sometimes. So if you have the connection, please come back to our session again. So let's proceed to Kwame from the Arrow Korea.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. COEM has no further comments on the third version of declaration. We want thank you for all the hard effort. And as ROK already had one comment, we completely agree to those comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your voice. Okay, then the OPRI SPF, can I have your voice, please?
Good afternoon. This is OPRI, and we also support the ministerial declarations. And we simply want to reiterate the importance we attach to this declaration, and hope that these declarations will be brought to the attention of the relevant highest authority of respective governments and also collaborating organizations in order to facilitate the implementation of PEMSEA work program and building a partnership with the organizations, including ours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kobayashi-san, from the word from the OPRI. So can I hear from the OSRL to your comment, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, friends from PRF and distinguished delegates. OSRL fully support the ministerial declaration and has no further inputs. We strongly look forward to the activities in 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your comment. Yes, we would like to have a actual outcome from the declaration. So can I call the PNLG Secretariat for your voice? How about the PNLG Secretariat? Do we have any voice from there? But some trouble of the microphone. So let me proceed. And firstly, we just going down to the end of the list and then come back to the Ipika again. It seems that he has a microphone now. So excuse me for waiting, but from the list, we'd like to ask the NAOPAP to making his or her voice for the declaration. Please take the floor. Muted? I see the NAOPAP coming in the front, but no sound coming from your side. It's not muted. Now muted. Hello again. Would you try it again for unmute? Do you have some trouble? So let me come back to the Ipika again. Ms. Lee, would you please take floor for your comment?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, all delegates. I hope you can hear me now. Right. IPCA has earlier replied that we have no further comments and we fully support the ministerial declaration. I'd like to thank the committee once again for the inclusion of non-country partners in the declaration. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your firm support on the declaration discussion. So unfortunately, we are missing the NAOPAP and the PNLG Secretariat. Do we have any voice from them? No. Yeah, I'm really sorry. It is pity to not hearing from your side, but I believe that you have the chance to speak up with the consultation processes, and non-country partners is also the one of the important part of the discussion in this stage. So it seems
Mr.
that
Chair.
Sure.
Sorry. Yes, if I may, just in the chat box right now, NOPAP said, Mr. Ning Liu said that they will fully support the ministerial declaration. Thank you. Apologies for the inconvenience.
Yeah, thank you for using the chat box to express your supportment of the declaration. Thank you, NAOPAP, again. So it seems that all of the country partners and non-country partners basically agree with on the draft declaration showing in the fourth version, and with a minor amendment for making the declaration as a consistent document should be taken properly under the consultation with the PRF and the pointed out from the Arrow Korea, excuse me. And as I mentioned, that we would like to make having the wrap-up comment from the, if any, the additional comment or discussion point. I just wait for a few seconds for your voice if you wanted to have some word within this occasion. If not, I'd like to ask the Cambodia if you have the final comment as a host country for serving this declaration. We already heard that the basic agreement and the preparation for the declaration happening within the ES Congress. We are really appreciate it and but still you have a liberty to express your situation as a host country. I believe if you have some additional comments, we would like to have pass our microphone again for the Cambodia again. If not, we just skip it. Maybe not. Still, we have in the process, so the please take plea for taking your voice again. So finally, but not least, but I'd like to ask Mr. Yuono, the Council Chair, for his comment on our draft declaration for the ES Congress. Mr. Yuono, please take microphone.
Yeah, basically the draft declaration has already discussed many times. And I think the draft is better than before, much more clear, concise and comprehensive. Although I think we need to make sure that the process of drafting declaration is really transparent, participative, and inclusive. And because it is very important, because it will guarantee that the declaration can be implemented by country and non-country partners as well as other stakeholders. Thank you, Dr. Keita.
Thank you, Mr. Yuono, about your understanding and the very firm guidance for us to making this happening. So I fully agree with the importance of the processes and also the importance of the actual action following by this declaration. We are really expecting on that such a kind of outcome coming from our declaration. So still we are in the process, but I hope and we are expecting the fruitful declaration happening and followed by the very active action was made in the field. So with this, I believe that we already discussed the declaration itself. And the second request from the PRF is within the non-country partners, please provide your participant list for the PRF in time. And if no further comment, I would like to turn over the chairmanship back to the Mr. Yuona for the council session.
Thank you, Dr. Keita.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to discuss the agenda item 5.0, other business. For this purpose, I'll invite Mr. C to give us some information on this agenda item. Mr. C, the floor is yours.
Karen, we cannot hear you.
Karen, yeah.
Apologies on that. Okay, as per the usual practice of the PEMSEA Resource Facility, we will once again create an annual report for the Partnerships in Environmental Management for the Seas of East Asia. We request council members to submit a short write-up, maximum of 500 words, on the 2021 highlights or accomplishments of their respective organizations or ministries, including high-resolution action photos of their work on coastal and marine governance by January 7, 2022, for inclusion in the annual report, which we hope to publish by April next year. Now, on to the next item. Here is the schedule for developing the proceedings of this 27th EC meeting. The deadline for PRF to send the draft conclusions and recommendations to Partnership Council is on tomorrow. And then we are expecting Partnership Council members to submit their feedback on this draft conclusions and recommendations and answer the post-meeting evaluation survey by October 29. This will allow the PEMSEA Resource Facility to send the draft proceedings to the Council by November 3. We will be giving our Council members several days to review the draft proceedings, and we would like to request the comments by November 12th, if possible, and then so we can release the final proceedings online and also via email to council members on November 15. That will be all on my part, Mr. Chair, in terms of other business for the council session. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Karen. Any other comment? No? Back to you, Karen.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is it in terms of the other business. Now, I believe we can proceed with the closing of the council and technical sessions. Over to you again, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Karen. Before we close the council and technical session, let me just summarize the main points of these meetings. On the agenda, item 2.0, 2023-2027, implementation of the SDSAP, there are several decisions and recommendations. Among others, we have approved the tour for developing the SDSC IP 2023-2027, and also endorsed the timeline And both also this, we consider the proposal from Indonesia and agreed to provide additional reference materials and consideration in developing the new SCIP. Then the Secretariat still open to invite volunteers as part of the technical working group. On the agenda 3.0, the AS Congress 2021, again, we would like to thank Dr. Molinet for your last update on the preparation for the EIS Congress 2021. And also the co-chairs of the technical session, Dr. O encouraged everyone to register for the upcoming collapse with the relevant topic started from the early November to 2021 to prior the EIS Congress. So we will also have the senior government official meeting on 25th November 2021 in order to finalize the draft declaration before signed by the Minister on Representative Country. On the agenda, and then Council also requests members to assist the Congress Secretariat in promoting the Congress by disseminating all available materials and provide feedback suggestion on the ongoing Congress, if any. On the agenda, item 4.0, the EIS Ministerial Declaration, the Chair of Technical Session, Dr. Furukawa, started with reminding participants that this EC meeting today aims to secure a final draft declaration in time for the senior government official meeting, SGOM, to be held on 25th November 2021. The SGOM intend to seek country concurrence and endorse the final draft for approval and signature by ministers at the 7th EIS Minister Forum on the 2nd December 2021. There are a lot of comments and suggestions in written as well as in verbal to the draft from each PEMSEA country partner in alphabetical order as well as from its non-country partner that have been noted thoroughly by the Secretariat. On the agenda item 5.0, other business, the Secretariat remind Council members to submit a short write-up, maximum 500 words, on the 2021 accomplishment of your organization working together with PEMSEA for the inclusion in the 2021 PEMSEA annual report. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Keita Furukawa, for your able chairmanship. Thanks to ED, Ms. Amy Gonzalez, Ms. Karen C., Ms. Kate, and all PRF staff for your hard works to make this meeting possible. And thanks to the representative from the country and non-country partners for your active participation and continued support in all PEMSEA activities. Finally, and I would like to end the council and technical session, and I'd like to give the chairmanship to Dr. Fu Chanka for the intergovernmental session. Thank you very much. Back to you, Karen.
Thank you, Pa-Ari, for that very comprehensive yet concise summary. Over to you, Dr. Ka, for the intergovernmental session.
Thank you very much, Arif, Yuno, and Karen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are going to the intergovernmental session. And I believe that we shall have 3 items, 6.0 PIF projects and the 7.0 proposed 2022 and 2022-2021 work plan and budget of the PIF, and after that, the last session is 8.0, closing of the intergovernmental session. So do you agree with the intergovernmental session agenda? Any question or comments? Oh, no, thank you. So the I'm sorry. So so I am sorry. We change the agenda. I'm sorry. We have a 7 opening the session and approval of the agenda of the intergovernmental session. We are doing now, and preparation for the 7 is ministerial forum, and 2021-2022 work plan of the PIF and other business, and closing of the meeting. So totally we have 5 items for the intergovernmental session. So now I would like to invite all the country partners to review and approve the set agenda. Do you have any question or comments? Okay, thank you. So, I understand that all the country partners have already approved the agenda of the intergovernmental session. So first of all, I would like to invite PIF to present for the preparations for the 7th East Ministerial Forum.
Mr. Chair, if I may, before we proceed with the agenda, we would like to thank all the non-country partners who have joined us for this meeting, and they are excused because this session is now just focused on the intergovernmental session, which will be participated by non-country partners. And we allow for like 5-7 minutes for them to adjourn first.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I think we can proceed now Apologies for that.
Thank you very much, Amy. So, continue the program. I would like to invite the PIF to present the preparation for the 7th East Ministerial Forum.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And good afternoon, everyone. I'll be presenting the updates on the preparations for the 7th East Asian Seas Ministerial Forum. So in the past few months, we have been providing a number of documents to all our country partners to prepare you for this upcoming high-level event. In particular, we have already disseminated the copies of the programs for the senior government officials meeting, the 7th Ministerial Forum, as well as the Post-Ministerial Forum press conference. And we hope you have received all of them, but we continue to update these programs on the East Asian Seas Congress website as we approach December and based on developments or inputs, particularly from our host country. In terms of the SGOM, the date for this meeting has already been confirmed on November 25, and our Intergovernmental Session Chair will be chairing this important senior government officials meeting. We have also sent out invites to all the country partners, and we are requesting you to please facilitate the nomination of 1 to 2 senior government officials to attend this particular event. As mentioned earlier in the earlier sessions, the SGOM is intended to do a final review of the draft declaration for endorsement to the ministers for their signing at the 7th NF on December 2. Apart from that, we will be also providing the SGOs further updates on the program if there were further changes made, and then to enable them to properly brief and prepare their respective ministers or heads of delegation in time for the December 2 main event. We will be hearing later from each of our country partners on their individual updates with regard to their respective preparations, as well as status of nominations or confirmation of their delegations for these events. As for the 7th East Asian Seas Ministerial Forum, we are pleased to inform you that in close collaboration with MOE Cambodia and other respective ministries in Cambodia, together with our events company, preparations are well underway for the 7th Ministerial Forum. In particular, our chair coming from the MOE, Minister Saisamal, has confirmed for this particular event and is taking an active role in leading all the necessary preparations. We have also sent out several invitations to our PEMSEA partners, including the non-country partners, the different networks of PEMSEA, as well as the collaborators of PEMSEA from the international, national, and local level. And we are now open for registrations. As for the countries, we will be issuing a separate direct link for your ministers or heads of delegation and their team. For the country or ministerial statements, we have provided a few months back a guidance document for each of the countries to use and to facilitate your preparation of the country statements. So it included an outline that will help you in preparing your respective country or ministerial statements. We would love to hear also from you later on your updates with regard to the preparation on this important document. And then as part of the Ministerial Forum, on December 2, immediately following that is the Post-Ministerial Forum press conference. And we are very thankful to all our country partners for nominating their country media focal points. So as of today, we have received already all names from each of our 11 country partners as their media focal points. So we have already completed the briefing on 9 of them. And then we have a scheduled briefing with the media focal point of Indonesia this week. And in the case of DPR Korea, we are also communicating with them by email. And then we also issued a guidance document to all our country partners through the media focal points for the press conference preparation and in guiding them in securing participation of accredited media from each of the countries. Next slide, please. So as you know, it's only about a month left before the actual event. And so the remaining steps include the release of a Ministerial Forum advisory, wherein the Secretariat will be including the direct Zoom link to the Minister or Vice Minister and his or her team. This direct Zoom link will be utilized by each country for their country delegation. So it's only a one-time login for the actual event. And then we will include also other updates as well as reminders as part of that advisory, which will be released on November 5. The next one is we would like to request all countries to please submit and confirm your country representatives for the SGOM, also on November 5. And then PRF will be releasing another round of media advisory to our country media focal points. And this is an ongoing activity, actually. We have already started to share several media advisories. So from November 8 to 12, please expect more media advisory to come. And then on November 12, we would like to remind all countries to please submit your final and approved country and ministerial statements to the Secretariat to facilitate our preparation of all the visuals as well as the final guide for the entire program. If your country statement will include a supporting PowerPoint or supporting video, please ensure to include that as well when you submit your country or ministerial statements on November 12. And then the submission of the list of delegation is now ongoing, and we would like to remind all our countries to please help us in securing the confirmation of your respective ministers. If in the event that your minister is really not available at that time, it would be really much appreciated if a vice minister will be able to represent the country as head of delegation. So the submission is up to November 15, and upon your submission, it would be appreciated if you can include a high-resolution photo of your head of delegation as well. The next one is, as part of our preparation and to ensure that we have smooth connection and good flow of the program come December, we will be conducting program orientation and guidance for the physical setup in each country. So on November 12, 1 to 3 p.m. Cambodia time, we will be orienting or briefing the IT focal persons and the key officers assigned from each of the countries who will be guiding or assisting their heads of delegation. So please submit the names of your IT focal person and the key person who will be assisting the head of the delegation who will be participating in this orientation. On the media accreditation or invited media from each country, we request all media focal points to please submit the final list by November 15. Now, the final IT check and program rehearsal or dry run for the 7th MF, including checking of the actual physical setup per country. Again, this will involve your IT focal person and the key person assigned to assist the head of delegation. Will be on November 29 or November 30. So we allocated 2 batches for you to choose from. Please let us know which batch you intend to join. Again, this will be conducted at 1 to 3 p.m. Cambodia time, either on November 29 or November 30. Next slide, please. So in line with this, we would like to request the intergovernmental session on the following, particularly after this presentation. We believe that our chair will be calling on each of our country partners to provide updates on your status of nomination for the SGOM, confirmation of your head of delegation or status of that, the identification of your country delegation for the ministerial forum, as well as status of your the preparation of your country or ministerial statement. And then we again reiterate our request to each country to please start identifying who will be your IT focal person, as well as the key person who will be briefing the minister to please attend and confirm availability on the scheduled orientation on November 12, as well as the rehearsal scheduled on 29 or 30 of November. And then may we request the country media focal points to coordinate with our communications consultant, Ms. Reggie Olalia, and to secure accredited media from each of the countries in preparation for the press conference. And then finally, may we request all country partners to provide all the necessary information in preparation for this event in accordance with the work plan and timeline that I presented earlier. Thank you. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Kate. So there's a four points that the intergovernmental session requests the country partners to do. And the first one is the country partners to provide individual updates on the status of nomination of SGOs and SGOM, and confirmation of minister, vice minister as head of delegation, and identification or confirmation of minister, vice minister delegation, and preparation of country ministerial statement. So we have 4 points for this point. And the second point is country partners to identify IT focal person and key officer assigned to assist the head of delegation for orientation, rehearsal, and key contact for actual events, and indicate availability or scheduled orientation and rehearsal days. So we have to remember that we need for the rehearsal. So country partners are requested to prepare for the rehearsal, to make the ministerial forum to go smoothly. And the third point is country media focal point to coordinate with PRF communications, consultation, and CQ accredited media for press conference in accordance with the work plan and timeline. And the last point is country partners to provide necessary information to PRF in accordance with the work plan and timeline. So I would like to ask the country partners to have comment or questions on the presentation from PRF and the actions requested.
Mr. Chair, I believe our delegation from Cambodia would also like to share updates with regard to their preparation specific to the ministerial forum.
Yes, so I would like to invite colleagues from Cambodia to present your, to update us on the preparation for the MF.
Thank you, Dr. Ka. Also, there's the thing.
Có từ thứ PEMSEA bằng ai nhỉ?
I think right now this is my head of delegations, but Dr. Van Maniniat is going to report about this thing. We've been making progress from Cambodia. So Dr. Van, please. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. I also would like to update the meeting that a Ministry of Environment, very close cooperation with the PRF and also the CNWIL, the administration, and key relevant ministries. I said that we already formed to the committee and subcommittee to working on this preparation. And Cambodia is pleased to inform that all country partners the preparation are well underway for the 7th Ministerial Forum. Second, I also would like to inform that the venue is based in Cambodia. It means Cambodia will connect to the rest of the country partners through the Zoom meeting. And a part of this preparation, I think instead in Cambodia, we have a totally maybe more than 200 delegates are expected to convene in Sihanoukville from December 1st and 2nd, 2021 events. I think all the list of participants has been finalized. And our minister is already confirmed taking the lead, ensuring that all preparations are proper orders. And the other point I would like again to express our thank you to all country partners who has already confirmed their minister participation. And I would like also request to other countries that have yet to confirm to try their best to secure the confirmation of the respect the ministers. So once again, on behalf of our ministries, may express that our 7th Ministerial Forum is very crucial forum for the minister and senior officials of the regions to show the strength, the support and commitment toward highlighting the importance of ocean in overall sustainable development agenda, as well as in contributing in bringing about the meaningful recovery from a global pandemic. So once again, thank you for you all. Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Van Moninit. So I would like to call the country to have comment or questions on regarding the set matters. So first one, I would like to invite China.
Do you agree to provide location data to the... In New York, it is rainy and 58 degrees.
So China, do you have any question or comment?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, are you calling me?
Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just bad connection again. I can only see the screen freeze. So we will go through the list provided by the secretary. So 4 questions, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So first, I would like to confirm our participant for the SGOM on November 25th. Our Mrs. Chen Danhong, Deputy Director General from the International Cooperation Department from the Ministry of Natural Resources, will attend the SGOM. And second question, that we confirm our Vice Minister would be the head of our delegation, and our The third question, that Dr. Wang Hong, the Vice Minister of Ministry of Natural Resources of China, who is also the administrator of the State Oceanic Administration, will attend the EAS Congress. So question 4, that we are right in the procedure of preparing our country statement. And so this is for part 1. And for part 2, that we are supposed to identify our IT and contact officer. It would be either Mrs. Xu Heyun or I myself, and we will send the name list of the contact person through email. And for the media contact, I think we have already confirmed that our focal point would be Mrs. Xu Heyun. So this is our mainly updates about the EAS meeting, and we would like to thank the Secretariat and the Cambodia government for the excellent preparation of this great event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, China. So, for supporting the MF, and next I would like to invite Indonesian College to state on the questions and the request actions.
Aditya, can you please unmute yourself? I think you're talking, but you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Chair. Indonesia would like to inform the meeting that we have reported the organization of a 7AS Ministerial Forum to our ministry. We have yet to receive confirmation on our ministerial attendance at this point, but our Bureau of International Cooperation will follow up this matter and expedite this process. This also applies to the attendance of our senior government official for the meeting in November. We will keep the PRF in the loop if there is any updates on both our ministry and senior official attendance, including the preparation of our ministerial statements. With that being said, Indonesia expressed no objection for the proposed SQM schedule on 25 November 2021, and we also took note on the rehearsal of the Ministerial Forum on 29 and 30 November 2021. On other note, we would be glad if the PRF could update the working document to include Indonesia nomination media focal point submitted to PIC from PRF. Our media focal point will be thoughts for the briefing with Indonesia has not done so due to our internal circumstances. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Indonesia. So thank you for your support for the IF also. MF also, I'm sorry. And the next, I would like to invite colleagues from Laos to state on the requested actions. May I invite colleagues
Mr.
from
Chair?
Laos? Yes.
Yeah, just I think we missed Japan before
Okay.
Lao PDR.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Thank you.
So, continue the program. I would like to invite colleagues from Japan.
Thank you, Chair. First, I'd like to express our appreciation for preparing Congress. With regard to the status of ministers' participation, I'm not coordinating with deputy minister of our ministry. So I guess I'll tell you his name and the details in a few days. And other points, for example, SGOM and statement, we are now under consideration on that point. So I'd like to tell you when it's decided. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Japan. And thank you very much again for your support to the Ministerial Forum and also the East Congress. And next, I would like to colleagues from Laos to state on the self-requested actions. I'm sorry. Maybe you open 2 windows on your computer. I'm sorry. You may open 2 windows on your computer. Please close one. You please close one. You have 2 windows open on your computer. So please close one.
Okay.
Do you hear me? You have 2 windows open on the computer. Computer.
Okay.
Close one, please.
Okay. สำหรับประเทศลาวทางรัฐมนตรีแล้วก็ส่วนเอกสารที่ว่า
I think for the Zoom meeting, you need to open only one windows on your computer, only one window. If you have 2 windows, so the sound should be very strange because it receives from 2 windows.
Okay, we are get back. It is better now.
Okay now. It's okay. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so Mr. Ponsa already report in our language, so I would like to translate it. So in this moment, our Minister of Ministry of Natural Resource and Environment is and for the list of Department of Water Resources and Department of Planning and Finance, Department of Meteorology and Hydrology, Department of Environment. So for this list, delegates is a draft. We send to me, Minister for have further comment, but we have, and for the statement, we already draft, follow the guideline of that PDF provide us. And also the media team, we have sent already 2 nominee media to the team. They already work together. And right now the process, we prepare all documents and then send to minister for further comment, for finalize. If we receive the final version, we will update to PRF soon. As well the delegate of senior government meeting also, we still not finalized yet, so we will send back later on. And we also note about the Lihasa Day. We know that 2 options for us right now. The last one, the IT focal point. So we also be the one, DWR will be the focal point to work with PRF team for all preparation. Yes, this is the status right now. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, colleagues from Laos. And thank you very much for your support to the Ministerial Forum. And next, I would like to invite colleagues from the Philippines.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to report that the Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources has already confirmed his participation to the ministerial meeting. And we have also notified already the Philippine delegation, and a special order to that effect will be issued by the Secretary. We have also identified our focal persons for the IT to provide support, and also for our focal point for the communications, who will also assist us putting some visuals on it. And then, so we hope to finalize already our country statements, and we intend to gather ourselves during the ministerial meeting proper, the delegation. And in the event that there's something will come out, we also endeavor to have a recorded message for the secretary, and also the ceremonial signing of the ministerial declaration. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Philippines. And thank you very much for your support to the MF and also to PEMSEA in general. And next, I would like to invite colleagues from Singapore.
Thank you, Chair. Singapore would first like to thank Cambodia and the PEMSEA Secretariat for organizing and hosting the EAS Congress. Singapore's preparation for the EAS Congress and the 7th Ministerial Forum are well underway, and we have noted the relevant deadlines. We are currently preparing the country statement and are also working with our colleagues on the logistical requirements for the meeting and the media arrangements for the press conference. We will update the Secretariat as necessary, and we look forward to a successful event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Singapore, for your brief presentation and statement of your position. And thank you very much also for your supporting to the MF. And
Mr. Chair, if we can also call RO Korea.
Pardon?
If we can also call RO Korea, Mr. Chair.
Korea also, I'm sorry. So we I'm sorry. So we would like to invite colleagues from Republic of Korea.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our Korea would like to share the status of preparing MF. Minister of Oceans and Fisheries would give ministerial statement as head of delegation, but our National Assembly Standing Committee is scheduled on the day of MF, so he will give the speech via pre-recorded video, and it is not clearly fixed yet, but our deputy minister might be able to participate MF as representatives, and the draft of statement is already written and now being reviewed. And as for the SGON's participation list, it hasn't confirmed yet, so I'll keep updated. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, our friend from Republic of Korea. Well, thank you for supporting the MF. And next, I would like to invite our friend from Timor-Leste.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Thank you. for preparation intergovernmental session. So the first is nomination of SGOS. We already identify the person to attend it, and also we identify the IT focal person. We are here for 2 persons, so we already identify, and also we identify 2 media representatives. And then last, we also coordinate with our delegation to in our ministerial ministry. So we have not make sure for the representative, because the 2 representatives, the Secretary of Fisheries and the Minister of Fisheries. So maybe we will let you know when they are ready. Thank you.
Thank you very much, a friend from Timor-Leste, and thank you for your support into the MF. And as the last, at least, I would like to invite colleagues from Vietnam.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this moment, the Minister has already approved our plan to participate in the Congress, and we are finalizing the country statement now. And if we have any further comment, we would like to send the email to the organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vietnam. So I found that all our country partners to support the MF and already are in the preparing phase or already completed the preparation for the MF. And we hope that we shall receive the answer from you as soon as possible. And now I would like to, so for this item, do you have any other questions or comment? Or if no, I would like to go to another item of our meeting. So next, I would like to invite PIF to present on the proposed 2022-2023 work plan and budget of the PIF.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is actually a presentation on the 2021-2022 work plan of the PRF with a sneak peek on the activities for 2022-2023. As requested by the EC, especially during this period of the global pandemic, we are instructed to report, PRF is instructed to report on the status of the implementation of the work plan, and particularly on the status of our financial standing of the organization. So if you recall, the objectives of the 2021-2022 work plan are threefold. One is to secure 2.3 million per year for PEMSEA's operations. Second one is to ensure delivery of 2021 activities in the SDSC implementation plan 2018 to 2022, and to organize a successful EAS Congress 2021 with clear outputs. On the first, we are on track, but assuming that we get the UNDP JEF Integrated River Basin Management Project by early 2022. We are working with UNDP now so that they could submit this for JEF Secretariat approval this year so that we could start its implementation as early as June 2022. That was the latest that we got from UNDP. The other part of this financial status is that we will be on track also, assuming that countries commit to the annual contribution of US dollars 300 to 400,000 in total. basically. You have the details of this report in your in the document that was submitted to you a month ago. On the delivery of the 2021 activities, we are also on track after adjusting the targets for this year and also for next year. On the successful EAS Congress 2021, you have heard from Kate and Karen and from the Ministry of Cambodia host, and it seems that we are going well, and with your support we will have a successful Congress, especially when we have our senior representatives, Minister and Vice Minister no less, to attend the Ministerial Forum. Thank you. Next slide please. So the key 2022 activities of PRF will be: one, to operationalize the commitments in the pre-ASEAN Ministerial Declaration that will be signed on December 2. And then we will also be refining the PEMSEA roadmap to 2030 and the development of the SDSC plan for the next 5 years with the corresponding indicators, targets, training needs, monitoring and evaluation plan and budget. So that will take place next year, at least the first cut. And then we will be implementing ongoing initiatives and an upcoming project. And again, in your in the document that we sent, we actually presented updates up to October in terms of the current projects like the Arafura Timor Seas Ecosystems Action Plan, the ASEAN-Norway Local Capacity Building on marine plastics pollution, the Blue Solutions Project preparation on reducing greenhouse gas and other emissions in the maritime transport sector, and so on and so forth. Partnership and resource mobilization is also ongoing through country voluntary contributions, also country services that they pay the Secretariat to do work for them, such as what the Philippine government has commissioned us to do a monitoring and review of their coastal and marine foreign assisted projects. Multilateral and bilateral grants, that's also ongoing. We are at the moment also in discussion with the bank, with the World Bank, for a roadmap on marine pollution plastics. Private sector engagement, we're hoping to get more of that. And we're also exploring this membership-based contribution as part of strengthening the financial sustainability of PEMSEA. Pursuit of collaborative arrangements, there's ongoing discussion with the ASEAN as a follow-up to the ASEAN work. And we are also in talking to COPSEA, UNEP coordinating body on the seas of East Asia. I think some countries have pushed both COPSEA and PEMSEA to work together, and we will be doing so through the regional state of the ocean and coast reporting and monitoring. We will be reviewing agreements with existing country and non-country partners, particularly on the non-country partners that has not been active for a while, and also the non-country partners that are no longer existing. So we are reviewing, and we will have a report on that at the next EC in March. We are updating the PEMSEA Resource Facility procurement guidelines, reviewing them as part of effective quality management systems. We are also developing a risk management plan. The management committee of PEMSEA is going to work in November to look at risk and opportunity plan in light of the ongoing pandemic, as part of also not only of the digitalization of the quality management system, but also improving and strengthening. Next slide, please. So, okay, we are also strengthening the activation of the Sea Knowledge Bank through the AXI project and the ASEAN project. And we will have elections. And so this is just a heads up for everyone that our executive committee members, our very dedicated and committed executive committee members, term will end in July 2022 next year. So we will be starting the nominations for the executive committee chair, from the partnership council chair to the technical session chair and the intergovernmental session chair. as early as March, I think. We will give you the exact timing of the nomination process leading up to the election by secret ballot. And I put here the PNLG president and vice president election, but I think we will have them swearing in at the PNLG forum on December 1. So we don't have to do that next year. But there will be an election on the PNLC, PEMSEA Network of Learning Centers, president and vice president next year as well. And then just for the information, everyone, Tangerang Regency of Indonesia will be hosting the next PEMSEA Network of Local Government General Assembly in 2020. So actions requested from the intergovernmental session is, if you have any guidance, recommendations, and comments on proposed activities for 2022, especially in light of the prevailing and persistent pandemic. And then also we would like to request that you continue to provide technical, financial, as well as political support to the partnership and the PEMSEA resource facility. And I would just like to quote Pa Arif in his opening remarks when he said that after almost 3 decades of growth, coming out of 4 cycles of JEF UNDP intervention, it is high time that non-country partners, take the reins and make sure that PEMSEA as a partnership sustains the momentum of building meaningful and transformative solutions amid the global ocean agenda, and especially working within the new normal. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Edie. So you have already see the presentation from Edie about the proposed 2022-2023 work plan and budget of the PRF. So we have an action that requested from intergovernmental session to do. The first one is to provide guidance and recommendations on proposed activities for 2022, especially in light of the ongoing pandemic, and continue to provide political, technical, and financial support to the partnership and PRF. So I would like to colleagues from Philippines, Under Secretary to say something.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. The DNR, the Philippine government, supports the 2022 proposed activities of the PRF, basically to sustain the momentum. I would just like to flag that there's the JEF cycle, 8th cycle is replenishment is ongoing. So we hope that the PRF would be able to come up with new project concepts and ideas, which could be undertaken by the individual member countries and non-country partners, and maybe also regional program, just like what we did in the scaling up. And then on the technical and financial support, I suggest that the PRF come up with an indicative budgetary requirement where we will target how much each country we ideally would like to provide support with, and the Philippine government will endeavor also to increase our support, not just in terms of providing the basic facilities, the services on the current site of the PRF, but we hope to provide additional support through joint activities and other support that might be beneficial for us to not just to sustain our momentum, but also to start scaling up. And perhaps, especially during this pandemic, we can really make our partnership more relevant, as we really have to pursue healthy planet and healthy people as our rallying call in our 2022 proposed budget. And I think there is, while we are facing constraints, there is also a big opportunity for us to come up with more projects and support for the PEMSEA. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, colleagues from the Philippines. Ms. Te. So, do you have? I hope that PIF shall note all the suggestions from the Philippines, and later on shall have appropriate response. And next, I would like to invite other countries. Any suggestion? So I would like to call country by country. So first of all, I would like to call colleagues from China. China, do you have any statement on this? You want to say something?
Well, right now we have no further comments.
Okay, thank you very much, China.
Thank you.
Yeah. And next, I would like to invite colleagues from Indonesia. Any question or comments?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, EG, for the updates on 2021 until 2022 work plan of PRF. Our appreciation for the PRF that despite of the challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic, PEMSEA could rise above it and achieve that has just been presented. This progress and achievements and noted, and please be ensured of the Indonesia support for PEMSEA and the PRF for the successful implementation of the work plan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Indonesia. So the next one, I would like to invite colleagues from Laos. Colleagues from Laos, do you have any question or comments? Hello, colleagues from Laos. Okay, maybe there's some problem with the connection. So I would like to invite our friends from Republic of Korea.
ROK has no further comments right now. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, friends from Republic of Korea. So next, I would like to invite colleagues from Singapore.
Thank you, Chair. We also do not have any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much, colleagues from Singapore. And next, I would like to invite our friend from Timor-Leste.
Thank you for the time. In Timor-Leste, we would like to update the situation, the current situation in Timor-Leste. So in Timor-Leste, in our political, we focus to decrease the pandemic like COVID-19 to normalize our activity to as a new normal. So currently we our government to focus to the minimize the COVID-19. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Team Les. And next, I would like to invite our friend from Cambodia.
Thank you, Dr. Yeah. Cambodia has no any comment further, but to the executive director of the PEMSEA presented the case. So that what is the we have seen that was the activity that was already presented, and the Cambodia would like to support along that was proposed by the secretary at the PRF. Thank you.
Thank you very much, colleagues from Cambodia. Ritirak Lang. So I would like to, on behalf of the Intergovernmental session, I would like to thank you very much, Cambodia, for your organizing of the Congress. And we really hope that with support from you, our Congress should be very successful. So next, I would like to invite our friends from Japan.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for updating the work plan of PEMSEA resource facility. I also have no further comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we hope that maybe we shall have comments from you later. And at last but not least, I would like to invite colleagues from Vietnam.
Yes. From Laos.
From Vietnam.
Right now we have no
from Laos. I'm sorry.
comment.
Okay. So do you have any question or comment on the action requested from Intergovernmental session?
Okay, sorry. So from Laos, we don't have a further comment for the activity 2022. But however, from outside, we will continue to support to the partnership and PRF. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. And next, I would like to invite a colleague from Vietnam.
Yes, at this moment, we don't have any further question or comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hang from Vietnam. So, to close this the item, I would like to stress that I think all of you know about the importance of PEMSEA. PEMSEA have done a great works during the existence to support countries from the East Asia for the marine management, especially the implementation, guidance and implementations of the integrated coastal management. And I think that at the present, PEMSEA has been acknowledged by organizations all over the world. And we hope, but PEMSEA can continue to exist and provide their supports and services if we country partners and non-country partners, especially country partners, to provide political, technical, and financial support. So I would like to invite all the country partners to consider this and continue to support the PEMSEA, and we really hope that PEMSEA can continue to provide us with excellent service. And now we are coming to the end of this session. Do you have any other issues that you need to raise in our intergovernmental session? Other business, yeah. So PRF, please.
Mr. Chair, on the side of PRF, there are no more items to discuss, perhaps from our country partners. If there's any other concerns, questions, now is the time to raise them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, correct. So, country partners, do you have any other business that we need to raise in our session? Okay, I have not seen anyone. Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I may, just add one item.
Okay, please.
Okay, I would just like to inform the country partners that we have finalized the PEMSEA story, and many of you have contributed articles and quotes to the PEMSEA story. Well, that will be launched in on December 1, 2021 at the partnership night. The PEMSEA story chronicles the journey of PEMSEA for 28 years. Starting as a regional pollution project to become what it is now as an international organization with its own legal personality, coordinating the implementation of a shared regional strategy, which is the SDSC. So we should be able to give you a copy of that in the next 2 weeks, an electronic version, so that you could you have a reference document on the growth and also the history, the evolution of PEMSEA from a mere project to what it is now. And I would just at this point also would like to thank all those who have continued and consistently supported the partnership, not just the Secretariat, but the PEMSEA as a whole, so that we continue to serve the region, as well as also secure and hope our mission and vision of healthy ocean people and economies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Edie. So, country partners, do you have any question or comment more or other business that you need to raise? Okay, if no, I would like to thank all the country partners for attending the intergovernmental session. And we hope that we should continue to support PEMSEA. And now I would like to invite Dr. Van Moninit to close the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To our dear council members and guests, it has been a long road until now as we follow our path toward 2030. In a little over a month, we will finally to see the fruition of our hard work as we have our ministers signed the declaration on December 2nd. For this, I would like to thank our country and non-country partners for their inputs and indicated support through the consultation process for developing the ministerial declaration and for making sure that the draft is aligned with the supportive of our respective plan and priorities, including your green recovery agenda. I also wish to extend my thanks to my fellow executive committee members for the direction and guidance provided to our partners, and to PRF for their dedication in making the Congress possible. We hope to receive your continued guidance in the coming years as we develop the SDSSEA Implementation Plan 2023 to 2027. And this will personalize the PEMSEA roadmap. In the meantime, as the year 2021 comes to a close, it is important, as mentioned by PRF Secretariat, that we ensure the level of our remaining 2021 targets under the current SDA implementation plan, namely to develop sound rationales for regional governance mechanism for Arafura and the Timor Seas. Demonstration enhance capacity to implement innovative policies, monitoring tools, and bankable projects to secure marine leaders at the local level. To continue to provide country contribution to the PEMSEA staff and operation, and help promote the partnership as well as the benefits and opportunity provided by ICM to the blue economy and SDA implementation through EAS Congress collapse. Once again, I look forward to seeing you in our incoming Congress events, and hopefully face-to-face in the next year in our future meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Moninith, for that encouraging remarks. May we remind our dear country partners to please answer the feedback survey to ensure the quality service of Secretariat support for EC meetings. Thank you. I think with that, we can adjourn this 27th EC meeting of PEMSEA. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
It's been a long day.
Thank you, Arif. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Ingrid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Adi. Thank
Yeah. Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PIF and Cambodia friend. Cambodia friend.
Yeah. Bye, Dr. Ka.
Bye, Dr.
Yes,
Ka.
bye.
Thank you, Mr. Long.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.